Hello there, Rainbow fans. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be doing a double reaction to two songs we have yet to check out from the 1977 Munich show. This show and everything that I've heard from it thus far has been mind-bogglingly good, and the thing is, I get to experience it from the convenience of my home, from YouTube and the screen right here. Imagine witnessing this show in 1977, 48 years ago, and then the footage not being released until 2006. Dude, that is insane. Because you're thinking to yourself after witnessing such greatness, wow, this is one of the best shows I've ever seen for anything ever. And you tell all your friends about it, you tell your family about it, and nobody can corroborate, nobody can actually witness and experience that themselves. They just kind of have to take you at your word, and you don't even have access to the recording of that concert either until how many years later would that be? 23 plus 6, 29? Absolutely insane. There's so much history behind this concert, and it just so happens that everything is amazingly good. So I'm just excited to hear more from it today, and that is all thanks to Adam the Talented, who made this donation request. And Adam dedicates this to the memory of Ronnie James Dio and Cozy Powell. May they rest in peace. Now, let's jump in. A subtle point there when Dio is singing, but you can hear Ritchie playing the same melody as Dio is singing. There's good vibes in this one. It's just the commanding voice that Dio has. Brings you in. Oh, zoom in on Ritchie. Let's see that.
Rock and roll.
feel like I can hear some backing vocals here. Is that Bob on the backing vocals? Right here. Bob Daisy? Very subtle. I can't hear it well. That consistent kind of like, I wish I had a better way to describe some of these rhythms. It's not exactly a gallop, but it kind of kind of has that same swagger to it rhythmically. I don't think I've heard the original studio version of this song, so I'm curious how much of this is actually in line with what they played in the studio versus not. It feels pretty dialed in though, so far, all things considered. And I assume then the Ritchie solo was a bit improvised too, of course. What a raw performance thus far.
We ask you to do us a favor at this point. Right, get those hands together. Clap them up.
This is not in the studio, I'm sure.
Ah, yes. I'll tell you what. I will sing something. What I'd like you to do is to sing it just after me, all right? So we'll try one first.
Sequentially?
We'll try the first one.
Okay.
Keep those hands up.
This feels already very like triumphant, like we're heading into war.
Rock, rock and roll, yeah.
Rock, rock, rock and roll, yeah. Once or multiple times.
Try again. Rock, rock, rock and roll, yeah.
Rock, rock, rock and roll. Oh yeah, now the crowd's louder.
Better.
No, we need more energy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Kleiner. Again. Loud. Rock, rock, rock and roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Again. Rock, rock, rock and roll, yeah.
This is glorious.
Rock, rock, rock and roll.
It's like arena metal now.
Oh, very good. You've got it. I think they've got it, Davey. Now we'll try this one. Keep those hands up. Do this. Long live rock and roll.
Dio, no one can sing like you.
Long live rock and
You can't ask us to do that. That's too hard.
One more. Long live rock and roll.
That's a high note.
Very nice.
Especially from the chest voice.
Great. You're great. How you can sing this late in the evening, I'll never know. Which applies to me as well, I think. Here we go. Live. Live. Live.
Yeah.
Live.
Whoa, what happened there exactly? Was that the key change? I heard the organ really come in. For the keys. I'm pretty sure we had a key change there, and it was sort of like going through this funhouse effect in the middle. That's my guess. You know, it's really amazing that they can make every single song sound like it could outro the entire concert. You know what I mean? Maybe this one, out of all of the Munich songs I've heard, is a little less likely to be an outro, but I could also just see it being a finale. It just goes to show like how epic they make their music and all of the performances they build to these moments. And this song in particular, Long Live Rock and Roll, I think the high moments were pretty much in that chorus, and we just kept hitting that wall. We kept hitting that, or I guess ceiling rather. And then when we had that weird modulation section that was prompted first by Dio getting all of that audience engagement, that key change was the highest high of this entire track. It's not as high as we know Rainbow can go, so that's why I would say out of all of the songs I've heard, this would be probably the least likely to be an outro. But the thing is, it's epic enough that if you were to compare it to like a lot of other metal groups, especially at this time, it has that energy to be maybe more of an intro than an outro now that I think about it a little bit more. But that is catchy. Long live rock and roll. There's that System of a Down song, Kill Rock and Roll. Two very different looks and also an enjoyable song. You guys should check that one out. But let's jump into Do You Close Your Eyes, rather. The answer that I have to that is sometimes I close my eyes. And not that you asked, but this is green tea with honey. A lot of good properties. It's just the energy in this crowd that tells me that the show is that godlike. That would be like the litmus test. And then you get to hear the music, and then your belief is confirmed. I'm honestly okay with listening to the crowd sounds. That's all I need is Ritchie to start off. In Ritchie we trust. This is so interesting to me. So what is happening here? Is that Ritchie playing with the foot pedals? Okay. So he's creating either the power chord or just playing the individual note. He's got his own keyboard here. C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G. I mean, that is really cool to have that just programmed and available to you. I wonder, what is that device called? switchboard? Foot pedal? I never know the names. I don't have this equipment myself. Ritchie playing with the feedback. It's like hard to even know what he's doing sometimes because it just flows. Natural harmonics, the feedback, the distortion, the whammy, the volume knob, the pick scraping, the tapping, the muting. It's all of it. You can see how much fun he's having. He's got that musical snarl, but like also that seductive sound to his voice, but again, over the top of it all. The thing that always overcasts Dio singing is just how powerful and commanding his voice is. When he's got that smile on your face, you know you're in for it. He's climbing.
When you make it
Oh, what an effect there. thing I wish this show had was a little bit better audio quality, so a lot of the notes he's playing don't get so distorted and start bleeding into each other, because he's actually playing 3 times more notes than I'm able to hear, at least precisely, and I'm like looking at his fingers. That's why I appreciate the shots of Ritchie when he is playing, because I at least get to see that he's doing more than what I'm able to hear. Just the consequence of the recording and the time. He's just unleashed right now. Oh, he's feeling it. Now I can't hardly hear Dio here. What's going on with the the mixing? This is very buried. He switched mics. He loves to do that. Oh yeah, let it ring out. Oh, he's literally manipulating the amp. An ending is never an ending with Rainbow. We'll see. Oh, shit. Dude, what is this technique? Guitar off. Upside down. He's stepping on it. The question is why, and the answer is why not? Oh my god, he's trying to literally break it. He's grinding into a nub now. Oh my god. It hurts so good. It's like seeing something you love being... Oh my god, Ritchie. Wait, what? There's no way. Oh my god, it landed in the audience. Dude, careful. I have never seen a guitarist do this. Like, I've seen Ritchie do this rarely, but not to this level. I saw Prince do this with his guitars. He doesn't unendingly bash the amps. Dude. The sound is still going. Oh my god, what an unforgettable moment. He's like, yeah, I'm done with this song. I'm just gonna destroy my guitar now. Dude, what? What is going on, guys? What a crazy show. There goes my camera, and that's the end of the that's the end of the video. Wow. I was going to speak so much about the actual performance itself, but I can't bring myself to not first comment on the destruction, the absolute obliteration of his guitar, and then just lobbing it into that audience. I would think that is highly inadvisable to do that, because there's so many stories of people getting injured in, even in crowd surfing, when the artist like jumps into the crowd, it happens. And with a guitar, right, it's impossible to catch perfectly. He's throwing potentially like cut up bits of the guitar into the body of the guitar into the audience, which if you catch it wrong, or you're not paying attention, or it bounces off somebody and you just fumble it, a lot can go wrong there. So I would have to push back a little bit on that. But the actual destruction part, I was not expecting it. It was almost like the perfect way to end a show, because hey, this was like here to experience, not to be recorded and remembered and then replayed later on, so you guys can have that N of one experience of me destroying my guitar in the way that I did. Now with the benefit again of the recording, we get to see after the fact that this all occurred, when it got released, I believe 19 years ago. It's very mischievous, and at the beginning of the track, like, Ritchie is shredding, he's soloing, he's a bit showboaty with his performance, and then just smashing smashing the guitar. Leave all the pieces on that stage because that's where the music belongs. That is an unforgettable moment, and I believe an already rowdy crowd were made rowdier after something like that. Did the other members know that Ritchie was going to do that? Did Ritchie know he was going to do that? I love awesome moments like that. It is sad to see the destruction of a guitar, but also I'm sure makes for some great, well, is it not merchandise? What would the term be? Some great, like, collectible items, I guess. Like, if anybody owns, the body of that guitar, I'm sure they're telling that story at nauseum year after year, or passed it down to their friends and kids. And yeah, I love amazing concerts like this. The Munich 1977 show has been so amazing. Both of the performances today exemplify that again, routinely prove itself again to me. Wow, what a stage. Ritchie just owning the amps, owning the guitar, owning the foot pedals. Dio, again, owning that stage, commanding attention. I love the way that everybody comes together and makes it happen. And then the outside actor, who I didn't speak about explicitly in this reaction, is that crowd. The crowd are that, like, sixth member of the band, because when you have the stage, when you have your crowd, it's back and forth. The artist feeds energy to the crowd, and the crowd then feeds that energy back. It's this cycle, it's this ecosystem that allows these live performances to never be replicated again, even by the same artist, because the crowd then changes. Live performances are always their own unique signature, and the 1977 Munich show definitely has one of the most unique signatures out there. So super enjoyable today. Thank you for these selections. If you enjoyed listening alongside me to Rainbow today, and you'd like to request a reaction yourself, you can always do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.